you're going to get to see some of the more behind the scenes-y type things where I'm not specifically working on jet skis or my Mercedes because we're doing some construction in the shop and I don't want everything getting all covered with nasty construction debris, sawdust and stuff. I just don't want to deal with it getting tracked into everything. So we're on a temporary break from making those videos, but I'm still doing other things that need to get done, like this four-wheeler needs brakes. And I suppose that's a vague term because you don't really need brakes. It's not like not having brakes is going to dramatically slow you down or anything. Got to take the wheel off. I'm starting with this rear brake because this rear brake hasn't worked for as long as I can remember. So let's see, what do we need to do? Looks like these bolts go all the way through. And this caliper will come off. Oh yeah, but that's why it doesn't work. Huh. I'll show you this in just a second. Let's see here. Those look like maybe 5/8? Nope. 9/16. We'll try something smaller. Yeah, there we go. Now we're going to need a wrench for that side. Let me go grab some wrenches. These bolts out. What is this shenanigan over here? Huh. I can probably get this apart like this, can't I? There's no pad left, none at all. So I'm going to get a screwdriver in there and spread the pistons back apart. And then this little clippy guy up here will come out and we'll be able to slide these old worn out pads out and the new ones in. So I'm going to grab a screwdriver and spread those pistons apart. That looks pretty well put back together there. They're pushed in good. Pull this clip out. This whole assembly should just kind of fall out of there. Yeah. Okay, so this is pretty neat because these pads were obviously worn past all the backing material. But Polaris put this little spacer that goes in between the pads so it doesn't really damage the rotor that bad, which is really intelligent. I guess in a four-wheeler's case it's better to lose your brakes than to destroy the rotor. Like in a car it's a little more of a big deal if you lose your brakes, but on here you would be well aware that the brakes are going before they actually go. So now we can get new pads and stick them back in where these metal pads were. Fronts, and those are not, none of these are right. These are all the wrong pads. So I'm back with the right brake pads. So pick up where we left off with the wrong brake pads. These are indeed the kind that we need, and they are also purple. What's the big idea here? How do these things fit in? We have to put them in one at a time. Oh yeah, put them in and slide them to the side. Probably squeeze this on over there. Get our little spacer point here. Oh yeah, spacer will go in from the top. this. There we go. Clips all the way through. So pads are on. We'll put our bolts and nuts back through here. That is a very different size bolt. Front brakes, just as good as the rear brakes. Very nice, huh? So this should actually be pretty easy to change, I do believe. Now that I've used up all of my struggle bus credits on the other side, now I know how to do this side. Ooh, this one. Is it leaking brake fluid or is that oil or something? Everything is wet. We're going to have to take a close look at that. That could be indication of a problem. Get these 2 half-inch bolts behind it. Or is that leaking out of a shock or something else? I'm not sure. Something's leaking something here though. So you see how wet this all is? I'm not sure if that camera's picking it up. So it looks like that's leaking from something back here on this hub. So I'm going to have to look up and see what that is. Probably if I put these brake pads on, it's just going to end up contaminating them and it won't really do much in the terms of braking. But since I ended up with extra pairs anyways, I'm going to go ahead and put these on and we're going to hope for the best until I can look this up and see what's going on in there. So, we gotta get our little impact here. Pull this plug out. And that gives us extra movement backwards on those slides so that we can slide this further back. We can just swing that right into there. There's that one on. And then take this one and swing this one in, and there we go. Now we put our plug back in to prevent this thing from bottoming out and the pads falling off. That's where it was. And we'll take and put that back over there. Put our 2 half-inch back in. So there we have it. Brakes on a Magnum 325 Polaris 4-wheeler. I guess soon you'll be able to come back and watch how to do a hub seal on a Magnum 325 Polaris. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.